And from the magic of instant rewind, I'm going to go ahead and restart this Den of Thieves adventure. And when I restart this Den of Thieves adventure, I'm going to go through the same sort of things I did before. But because I rolled so terribly on my agility, perception, dexterity, and vigor, I'm going to re-roll those to start play. Here they come. How about if I get a 1, a 4, a 2, and a 6? A 1, a 4, a 2, and a 6. Oh, it's nice to have all that vigor. And here comes, again, as I enter the underworld, I am first going to try a roll of perception. And if I can roll a 1, 2, 3, or 4, I can start over in this section here, the alternate entrance. Here comes my die roll, a 1. So I start as a party coming down this stairs, the better stairs, because it also has the escape tunnel and a back way entrance into the champion chamber, because that's my mission, to make sure that I eliminate him. But because I made the roll, my perception drops. And let's roll on 5, 6 to see if I can detect that secret door. And 5, 6 on detecting secret doors. Find a secret door. Primary stat perception. A lot of perception stats coming my way. 1, 2, 3, or 4. I detect the secret door. Here comes my roll. And I missed it. So I don't know where the secret door is. I'm going to go ahead and listen to this door here and see if I sense anything. And listen, once again, perception. But because I failed that roll to find the secret door, I can roll a 1, 2, 3, 4 and hear that there's guards on the other side. And I did. And what happens? Perception drops. Now, because I heard the guards are on this side, I can move in and maybe stealthily enter the room. They're probably saying, well, hey, what happened? Who forgot to latch that door? And so they're suddenly worried that somebody has entered. I maybe move over to here. Let's see if I make that hide roll. Hide roll is, again, perception, where I'm trying to figure out whether or not they can see me or not. Because my die roll, 3. My perception dropped to a 2, but I have successfully hidden. And once again, I'm going to come around to this guy. We're going to roll to attack just this guy, not the guys behind the archer blind. And I'm going to roll for my setup here. So let me go into mob setup and roll myself a die. And here comes my mob setup. 5. All mods start on the left side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's going to be a die 6 plus 6. There's going to be 9 of them. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, wow, he got slaughtered last time. Why would he be fighting so many of them this time? For the fun of it. And that looks fair enough. So these guys are over here, and I come into the room. It's even the right perspective if you flip the map around in your mind. And I'm going to take the first roll that I got here. Let's make sure I haven't taken off any of my... Nope, still that. Let's suck off those hit points I've taken, because I haven't taken those guys yet. And here comes my roll. And a 4. Now, a 4 is going to be a respite. Now, with a respite, I know that I can slay enemies, but only those that are adjacent. And they can only deliver damage if they're adjacent. Maybe I'll just leave it here. I won't put any advantage into it. Let's see. Slay 1 enemy adjacent. There are none. Do not move either side. Exercise opportunity knocks, or use a gambit and hoard sorcery. That's not a bad idea. Well, the opportunity knocks could give me something really neat right here. I'm going to take the opportunity knocks, because these guys are a little bit away from me. So here's the die roll for opportunity knocks, and I will add an evil flare. That's sort of sad, isn't it? Well, add an evil flare. I could add a 1, my luck, to this and make it divine breath. And it would add a trigger hex, meaning I could place a tactical marker within 2 of me. I'd probably put it back in this corner here. And by rushing back to that corner, I could maybe pick up a tactical thing. Let me roll to see what the tactical advantage in the corner is. And the tactical advantage in the corner is a 3. That's not necessarily a bad tactical advantage. It's a slashing advantage where I could kill a lot of people next to me. Or I could instead, I would get the tactical advantage in a hex next to me, or I could decide to add an evil flare. Well, put a little moonbeam there. So there's a tactical advantage back here where if I can get to here, the ground will be uneven, or there's a ledge that I can stand on, and I can maybe, I'm on back to the map here, I'm going to be on the edge of this hole, and with the slash advantage, I could possibly kill a lot of people. Let's go into the next round of combat. Have we gotten to the very end here? No. We are up to 4. Count damage of adjacent. If I'm annoying, I'm not. Or a war dog, no. Roll the stat vigor and gain back a d6 lost HPs and co-op play. This action may be all for another player. I'm uninjured, so I'm not going to, I would just take the, skip that as an option. If no enemy died during this action, you gain an XP. All right, I like that. Let's gain an XP. I'm at 1 of 3. With 3, I can go to level 2 and get another 8 hit points. And we roll for the next round of combat. Here it comes. A 4. That's back-to-back respites. I like that. Respites means that the guys are wavering. They're probably even searching for me, or they're worried about that pit. Now, I also know I have the tactical advantage, but I can't move. I use my luck to get that tactical advantage. And we're going to go over to Opportunity Knocks. Or do I want to Hoard Sorcery? I can Hoard Sorcery and add a d6 to my effective level using my Gambit. But I'm going to roll Opportunity Knocks again and see if that can help me. A 4. An Opportunity Knocks 4 is brilliant. Treat your level as 6 for your character Gambit. Well, that's pretty good. Count the damage, subtract the damage, roll Vigor if you want to try to restore some hit points. If no enemy dies, gain an XP. So, theoretically, I could sit here for the rest of my life rolling these 4s and go up to level 8. Statistically, it's unlikely, but let's see what we got here. Next roll, coming into the game, a 5. Now, a 5 is going to be a cat and mouse. Now, cat and mouse is going to allow them to move. They only really deliver damage if they're adjacent, but they get to move 1 hex. When they move 1 hex, they still won't be next to me. Now, I could add my dirty tricks and make it a 6. Now, the cat and mouse does give me the fury, which is an automatic bonus, rather than scheme, which has some advantages, but it also suffers that double wear and tear in black arts. I'm going to leave it cat and mouse. Option to move a hex, of course. I want to get back here because I want that tactical slash advantage. Slay 1 non-human, demi-human, or undead anywhere in the grid. Let's kill this guy. And that's probably my bow, or I threw a spear at him. And move all the monsters 1 space. Here they go. Now, they can move on to these little half squares. I cannot. And here they are. They're all moving. Golly gee willikers, they're coming at me. 2, 4, 6, 8 guys left. Count the number of enemy that are adjacent. No, no one's adjacent. Do I have self-doubt? I do not. Do I have a war dog to subtract off extra damage? No, I didn't take any damage. Add an evil flare going forward. Well, that's ugly. Here comes my big and little d6 for the evil flare. And I'm going to get a 65. Now, 65 evil flare is going to be something in the murky themes. And it's wayward. The region has no roads or mile markers under here. It's very hard to tell what's going on. The group has many detours and truly connects extra connection passages off of the map. The highlights are marked, but the unsaid trudge is winding and treacherous. So all of the area here is actually really big. And this could be a football size wide now, I'm starting to realize. So it's a lot of action that can go on here. But we look for in combat. Provisions must be rationed in combat. Add another D6. Non-humans. Add another 6 non-humans to the battle. Oh, mamma mia. Here we go again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more guys show up. Now that could be the other 6 guys that came out from around the blind. I can make that fiat as the referee/player in the game, or I can just say that reinforcements from the barracks arrived. But I am now facing a grand total of what? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 guys at level 1. Will I survive or will I die like last time? It also says under this 6 and 5 that the GM may decide the mobs who begin as demi-humans, undead, and true monsters. If I didn't want to have to fight so many of them, I'll just fight many of them. And the flare makes rolling passage delays harder. Add 1 to the ordeals. And I would mark that as a 65. You notice this thing is in a pyramid. And what happens with this pyramid, if I have the 2 flares below, 62 and 63, automatically pick up 65. And if I could eliminate 65 from the game, yet the 62 and 63 are still below it, it would not be able to be eliminated. In essence, it's locked into the underworld. But I now have an underworld that's vestigial, and it has a wayward aspect to it. And I've picked up a whole less load of people that I'm fighting here. Moving down, gain the fury, that's +1. In combat, if it has passed a total of D6 rounds, you gain a tactical advantage. It has not gone a D6 rounds. It's only gone 1, 2, 3, right? Because I started with 2, yes. So tactical advantage. Let me get a big and little for my tactical advantage. 2 dice for my tactical advantage, and it is 5. Advantage gained is going to be a height advantage. And what is the height advantage? The height advantage, I look under tactical advantages, allows all player members to start each turn by slaying a non-human. All characters must forgo the shield defense. I don't have a magic shield, so I would do that anyway. If I activate the height advantage, every round I kill one person. Does he have to be adjacent? All characters must forgo the shield defense. All members start by no. So I have stretching and wielding and throwing weapons, if I wish to activate that. And we go into the, see, I've got that. That's what I get when I cut and paste demi-humans into ogre. That's progressed. And we already picked up our Fury +1, and we go into the next round. Here goes my next die roll of D6 for the next round. And hopefully we'll get a 6. 6 is great. I can add 1 for my dirty tricks. Nope, I add 1 for the Fury. I get myself a 7. The 7 is going to be a fluke. Fluke means you have the enemy flustered and the minions refusing orders. They're afraid of me. And I'm not fighting the main threat here, but I'm going to kill someone across the grid, or I can get an advantage gained and instantly apply it. What if I do that? Let's get an advantage gained and instantly apply it. Give me 2d6, a 7. The 7 is going to be the drill advantage, so I went to +2 in Fury. That's good. And I'm going to roll again for my d6 for my battle. A 1, adding 2 is a 3, the shaken category. Now here's where I might want to add my dirty tricks and make that a respite. And with the respite, now I do have a roll for glory, but there's an awful lot of them. Means the enemy is regrouping and wavering. Slay an adjacent non-human. There are none. Exercise opportunity knocks, or I already have from the 1 opportunity knocks, I already have an instant bash. Count the damage delivered on the monsters. There will have to be adjacent, so there's no damage coming back. Roll your stat vigor to restore hit points. I'm not damaged yet. If no enemy dies, gain an XP, and that would put me at level 2. And level 2 is going to be 20 hit points. And 2. And now I'm going to need 5 XPs in order to... it'd be nice to have 120 hit points. But that's a player talking, not a designer of a game. Level 2 with 20 hit points. Read the sellsword is improving. Anything else in that respite we need to count down? Nope. And so I go into the next round of combat. 1 die, and I'm adding 3. A 5, because 3 is going to be an 8. And 8 is going to be a heroics. Make a mandatory move to a different hex. Of course I want to make mandatory move to a different hex. I now picked up slashing ability, which is really nice. Slay 1 monster anywhere on the grid. But if we kill this guy, and heroics, roll for wear and tear. Here goes my wear and tear roll. It's going to be a 2. 2 is your character's developing more flaws. Gain an XP. Well, we love the XPs. You will gain a liability. Which liability? Well, I get to pick it. How about I'll be grizzled and mumble a little bit? That would suit me. Roll stats dexterity and pick up the Fury. In co-op player, another player may substitute, but that player would have to roll wear and tear and failure. I'm the main character here, so I don't have to roll wear and tear. My dexterity is a 2, and a roll of a 1 or a 2. I've picked up the Fury. Great roll. I've picked up the Fury. I'm now at +4 to my dice roll. Restore any ace. Interesting. Okay, I'm going to restore my luck. That's very useful. And we go into the next round of battle, and I'm rolling die +4. See, it's not as hopeless as it looks. Tell that to the guy that died. Rote, I got a 9 result. Option to move a hex. I'm going to try to move a little bit closer to them because I have that slashing advantage. I can kill anyone next to me. Slay an enemy anywhere in the grid. Let's kill this guy out here. I don't like the outliers. Do not take magic action or opportunity knocks. That includes tactical advantage. Roll a d6. If the party fury is over that value, it falls by 1. So, if the party fury is over the value, so if I roll a 1, 2, or 3, then my fury of 4 is over that value. So let me roll a die. I rolled a 5. A 5 is not over my fury of 4, so I keep my rolling of 4. An option to reset all my stats. Now my stats are a 1, a 2, a 3, and a 6. That 6 figure is nice, but that 1 agility is sort of raunchy. I'd rather re-roll all my stats. Now I think I can do this just the once. Yeah, do this once per battle. Let me re-roll my stats. And I'm going to roll a 6, a 3, a 3, and a 1. Sort of went mirror image on me. 6, 3, 3, and 1. Well, not terrible. Perception didn't really change. I use that a lot. The agility can maybe keep me alive. That ends that for road. And now I'm rolling d6 plus 4. A 1 plus 4 is going to be a 5. 5 is cat and mouse. The cat and mouse is going to be option to move a hex. They're going to move toward me as well. I'll stay where I'm at. And slay one non-human or human. Let's kill this guy here. Do not take any magical action or opportunity knocks. Move all the monsters 1 space. So here they come. And watching somebody rotate markers and hexes is tight. And we move on to count the damage for adjacent people. None of the guys are adjacent, so they still haven't really made it, but they're starting to get the morale up again. I have self-doubt. I don't have self-doubt. I grumble and I have enemies. War Dog, no War Dog. Roll stat agility to lower the damage by d6. Now, I haven't taken any damage yet, and they won't deliver damage here, so that's not going to be important. I don't need to roll it. Someone must suffer that damage. Add an evil flare. Oh, we know that one. We're also going to gain the fury. I'm going to be plus 5. Here comes the Evil Flare. It's going to be a 26. A 26 on Evil Flare. Wow, we are really just turning this game into an ugly thing. That's going to add festering to the underworld. Nothing seems to heal correctly here in this region or underworld. Damage is not increased, but healing is delayed. Have the value restored by magic. The celebrant loses his restoration power. In combat, everyone in the party loses an ace, poultice, and will not gain it back here. So I will not be able to heal. I have no poultice going forward. Well, that stinks. And we go on to, I gain the fury. I'm at plus 5. If the combat has progressed more than a d6 rounds, you gain a tactical option. Yes. Now that would probably be from a d6 rounds from the last time. 6, that's probably a little bit too high. 6 turns? I don't think 6 turns have gone by. I have rolled a lot, though. And let's go into the next battle. It's going to be d6 plus 5. A 7. 7 is a nice roll. I don't get to take the tactical advantage, but I get to kill somebody. How about I kill this guy in the back? d6 plus 5. A 7. Back-to-back kills. d6 plus 5. A 1 is a 6. A 6 is going to be a scheme. A scheme, option for you to move a hex and slay a non-human. Let's see if I can move to here. And I'll slay this guy over here. Now, I have that slash advantage. I could use it here, but I'd rather be in 3-2 and kill the 4 guys around me. Still at plus 5. Take a roll for glory, and it's a 3. Now, glory of 3 is restore my dirty tricks, and gain plus 1 on opportunity knocks. That's helpful. Let's get my dirty tricks back, and I can actually use that luck and dirty tricks as the principal player in this battle to increase the rolls. I'm still at a 6 here. Exercise opportunity knocks, and I'm plus 1 at that. So let me roll a d6 and add 1 opportunity knocks, a 5. Opportunity knocks of a 5. I just read it out of the game manual. That slaughter. Slay 1 of your enemies anywhere on the hex grid. And if the main threat is selected, he would just be injured and run away. How about if I kill this guy right behind the other guy? Suffer wear and tear and black arts. Here comes my roll for wear and tear. It's going to be a 3. The wear and tear of 3 means that I'm going to take a point of damage because I don't have a magic weapon that could possibly be dulled. And here comes the d6 on black arts, a 3. Black arts of a 3 is going to say the party may not roll glory for the remainder of the battle. That sort of blows. Now, if I add the ace of luck, it tells me I would lose all my aces. If I have none, I'd suffer 2d6. Now, do I not want to roll glory? Glory is where you can get experience, but I'm close to the end anywhere. All right, no glory. Did I do all of that? I have. I'm still at d6 plus 5, and that's going to be a 9. Now, 9's going to kill 1 guy. I also have the option of moving when I get that. Slay a monster on the tactical grid. Do not take any opportunity knocks. That includes advantages, so I can't use my slashing advantage. Roll a d6 if the party fury is over the value. So I would have to roll a 5 or 6. I roll 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to drop a little bit in fury because the battle's going too good for me. Back to plus 4 in fury. Option reset the stats. Already did it. You can only do it once per battle. Going into the next round. D6 plus 4, a 7. A 7 kills one guy. I'm still set up here. D6 plus 4, a 5 is a 9. A 9 is going to kill one guy anywhere in the grid. With Rote, do not roll for opportunity knocks. Roll for the Fury. If I roll 1, 2, or 3, my Fury is decreased. No, my Fury stays at plus 4. Rolling again. 5. A 5 plus 4 is a 9. I kill one guy. You might never get that slashing thing that I can kill everyone with me. Rolling the die, I'm at plus 4. I should say I'm at 4 Fury, and I roll the second 5. Yeah, second 5. Look at that, 4 5s in a row. 4 5s in a row means it's still above my plus 4 Fury. Here comes my die. 6 plus 4 is a 10. I'm going to kill one guy. And I'm going to roll 1, 2, 3, or 4. Still above the Fury. Here it comes. And a 5. Now, when I roll that 5, I'm getting cat and mouse. Now, I do not take magical opportunity. That includes tactics and stuff. If I want to get that tactics, I really have to push it up the slay option here of scheming. And that would give me the ability to exercise opportunity knocks, or the tactical advantage I have is slashing. I also have that gambit of knockback, which is really nice. Let's take a look what that would do. I would slay one and roll stat perception to slay another one. Could sort of end it, but I would have to use up my luck. I'll just leave it at cat and mouse. So I will slay one man, do not take opportunities, move the monsters. So this guy would not move since he's next to me. He would deliver 1 point of damage. No self-doubt, no war dog, stat agility to lower the damage by d6. So I have a stat agility of a 6. That would become a 3 by using it, and I would ignore the damage. And that would probably make sense to do that, even though it's only 1 point out of my 20. They all add up. We move down to add an evil flare. Ooh, we know that. Now, those evil flares are going to stay with us in the game, and that would be a 15. A 15 would be that grotesque. The underworld has turned grotesque on us. And we look and see what the disadvantage for grotesque is of 1, 5. And it's going to tell me that the features are deformed and melted. Objects are obese and made without function. The whole underworld is changing on me. In combat, everyone in the party drops a point of dexterity. Well, that's terrible. But I can afford it, I guess. Move on to the next position here. Gain of Fury, I'm at plus 5. If the combat has progressed more than d6 rounds, I can gain the tactical advantage. I don't need it. Here comes my last roll. D6 plus 5 is going to be an 8. And 8 is going to be Heroics. Heroics is going to do a lot of little things. I'm going to mandatory move a different hex. Back to 4-1. I'm going to roll for Wear and Tear, which is probably going to give me a point of damage. A 5. A 5, yeah, I do not have that magical implement, so I'm going to take another point of damage. And we move on to roll. Stats dexterity to gain the Fury. Well, I would probably want to try that anyway, because if I fail it, I know I can reset at up to a higher value here. Goes my dexterity. 1 or 2 to gain the Fury. Nope, I failed. So by failing, I would come up to a 3 here in dexterity. Restore any ace. Did I take my slay one goblin? And in 2, I sort of skipped over it. Here goes my guy I slay, non-human. I can't restore poultice because of the disadvantages of the Fury here. And then I can roll for loot after the battle. Here comes a die for simple loot. I did pick up extra luck, so I'm going to add 1 to this dice roll. 5. A 5 is find a boon or discover a new cantrip. We roll a cantrip just to demonstrate. And cantrip big and little. And it's a 33. The cantrip of 33 is going to be... And I have to roll magic permanence for that of a d6. 33, the cantrip, means allows the user to sense a vulnerability or weakness, allowing passage of an obstacle or avoidance of certain battles. No roll of perception in Ordeal 3-3 nor secondary problem for failure cancels the evil flare exhausting. My 3 on magic permanence here, my brother thinks that this is just gimping characters. No, it's just meant so that you're not going to have full powers the whole game. We have a rank of 1 ability, which means I can use it once per adventure. So I would go into my character sheet here, Red James, and I would go to my 33 cantrip, and I would mark him as being rank 1. That's pretty much how you play. More later.